There's no way to avoid falling if you ride a skateboard. But if you know how to fall and are wearing the proper safety gear, you can fall on asphalt and concrete and not get hurt.
I'd always been kind of apprehensive about taking skate photos on film, due to the fact that if you make a mistake, that's costing you money, and you could waste a whole roll trying to take shots of one trick for it not to really come up with much. Which kind of sucks because I've got a lot of friends who skate, as I used to skate back in the day, so it would be nice to try and get some cool moments and capture some of those cool pictures I remember seeing in Thrasher and Sidewalk Mag. But recently, after learning about skateboarding's relationship with film photography, it forced me to think again about the whole thing. There's been multiple YouTube videos that I've encountered which have covered this topic, and they've been all slowly pushing me towards this decision. Most notably, there was T. Hopper's series on skateboarding photography that, if you haven't checked out yet, I suggest you go and check it. So it covers quite a lot of ground in different eras of skateboarding. And then there was another series that I watched made by Ilford, which covered some skateboarding icons, and some of which I didn't even know took photos, like Jason Lee and Ray Barbie. It was quite interesting to look at their approach to photography and how they put their perspective on it and how it corresponds to their approach to skateboarding as well. And after seeing all these videos, it kind of just led me to the conclusion that the photos I remember seeing, a lot of them could have and probably would have been shot on film by these photographers who've been featured in these videos. And it just got me thinking, it was, well, that's what people were doing for decades, so I mean, might as well just send it and have a go myself. I've put together a playlist of all these videos mentioned, and I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go and watch them for yourself and hopefully get inspired. The first session was kind of finding my feet with the whole thing, and the second one I got a bit more adventurous and I took my light along, which I thought could be a nice addition and add some extra dynamic to some of the photos. The lighting in the skate park was kind of tricky, as it's a mixture of normal internal warehouse lighting and you had skylights, so you had the natural light as well. So when you're inside it actually seemed quite well lit, but if you got a meter reading it actually be quite dark. On my Canon A1 this wasn't a problem at all because I swear by that light meter. Even though the camera is nearly 50 years old, it is bang on the money every single time. But because I don't have a light meter for my Mamiya, I was using an app on my phone, and it struggles in complex lighting conditions, or conditions where there's multiple sources of light. And I think this shows up in the medium format photos, as some of them are leaning on the underexposed side. This is also down to the fact that at the time I was taking the photos, it was around the same time the sun was setting. But obviously when you're inside and there's internal lighting anyway, it's quite hard for you to register that there's a difference in the change of lighting. So you think you've got the settings more or less sussed out, but when it's actually, the lighting's actually dropped a bit. So I think I got caught out. I think I did learn a few things. It was quite nice to be in such a fast-paced environment trying to shoot film, especially on Mamiya, where usually it's quite a calculated process, but being forced to think on my feet and improvise was actually quite a fun thing to do. I didn't personally shoot any B-roll for this because I was too preoccupied with trying to get shots of the action and not trying to get mowed down by someone skating. But my good friend Carl Robson managed to get some clips, so I weaved that into the video. I hope you enjoy the photos.